2, 3. Hey everybody, this is Bridget Aids with Bridget in the Gap. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited. I have Carla Little with Little Law Offices. I'm so excited about us talking today. But before we get started, if you don't mind, please click the button below and also the subscribe button so that you know that when I have a new show. And please, if you have any questions for Carla or if you need more information from Carla, I will have how to reach her down below this video. But feel free to make comments or email her. You would take any emails
Absolutely.
or questions, right? So, but anyway, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Carla, here we are.
I'm so excited.
Oh, and you look so beautiful today. You really do. Thank you so much. So how do I know Carla? We network. We see each other every week. How lucky am I to be able to see you? Yeah, we're both lucky, aren't we? We're both lucky. Yay. So, Carla, I want to do some icebreaker questions for you. Okay. What did you love to do when you were a kid? What was something that you loved to do when you were a kid?
So when I was a kid, I'm the youngest of 6 kids.
Oh my,
so
okay.
Mostly I survived.
Got it.
But I loved art.
What kind of art?
Anything to draw, to paint, to color. I loved that when I was growing up.
And do you still like to?
As a stress reliever, yes.
Oh.
But I'm not, good at it. I just enjoy it.
We're not going to see it in a museum anytime
No.
soon, but well, no, I love that. So do you make like homemade cards? And
I do.
That is, that is so cool. I'm so irritated. I can't do it. I have no patience.
No. I don't believe that.
Now give me somebody's face and makeup. I'm all about it, sister. But to tell me to make this look pretty ain't happening. So, but no, that's a great talent. So when you were growing up, did you know you always wanted to be an attorney, or was there an event in life that caused you to want to be an attorney? How did it all happen?
When I was in the 6th grade, the teacher took you up to the front and said, "What do you want to be?" And I said, "Oh, I want to be a lawyer." And then he said, "Do you want to go to college?" And I promptly said, "No."
Oh. Huh. Okay.
So it took me a little while to get those things to mesh out.
What about being a lawyer? What about being a lawyer made you want to be that? I mean, you're a kid. What made you want to be a lawyer?
I'm not sure at that point. I think I wanted to help people. And
you have that in you naturally.
I just thought that would be a good profession. And of course, I was the 6th child, so I was really good at arguing. So,
and probably getting what you want. Kind of, or defending yourself.
I would yell "Mom" a lot.
And what kind of law did you want to do, or you had no idea?
I didn't. At that point.
So you go to college.
Mm-hmm.
And did you know that from the beginning of college to the end that you were that you were going to be an attorney? What was your intent when you started college?
So when I went to college, I actually had decided I was not going to college. My mother came home on the day of college registration, and she said, "Carla, registration is until 5 o'clock today at the community college." And I went, "I'm not going." And she said, "Okay." And then she said, "Get your stuff and get it out of the house."
Okay. You go to college, or you're on your own?
Mm-hmm. So I drove down to the college.
Oh, by 5 o'clock.
By 5 o'clock. I took 2 PE classes, Principles of Aviation, and Psychology. Those were the classes that started college.
Okay.
Took me a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Got adjusted and found out I really liked college. I really liked learning.
Oh, that's cool.
And then my love for the law came back.
Oh my gosh. So you finished 4 years and then went on to law?
Right.
Now, what does that look like? Because I never went to college, so
well, I went to Regis on the other side of town, and I found that I really decided that I loved people, and I wanted to do public interest law. So I wanted to champion the poor.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? And one of my advisors said, "Well, what do you think about law?" Of course, I remembered 6th grade, and I went, "Okay,
it came around again."
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. So, Carla, I don't know you real well, but I do know one thing about you. You love your faith.
I do.
You are a champion for the poor. You're a champion for so many people. And tell me a little bit about why you love your faith. And you know what? I want to back up.
Okay.
How does your faith work with you in your business?
Okay.
How does it set up your principles for your business, if you will?
Well, I went to Regis. Regis is a Catholic college.
Okay.
So I actually kind of rediscovered my faith. Before that time, it was my parents' faith. Right?
Absolutely. Everybody out there is listening to you. Yes, that's right. But it's good we had it, though. It was good we had
Absolutely.
it. Okay.
Absolutely. So I went to the Jesuit college.
Okay.
And I found out that they let me decide what I believe, which is one of the reasons I love the Jesuits. Is
Yes.
They
definitely.
let you think about.
The Benedictines don't.
Oh, they don't?
No. I'm here to tell you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's okay.
So they let me think about my faith and really figure out what I wanted. And once I graduated from there, I was like, okay, I want to do something to help people. I want to do public interest.
Okay.
So I went to law school, full intent of being a public defender or a legal aid lawyer, something to that effect. And that's what I did after law school. I was a public defender. I was a criminal defense attorney, public defender.
Wow.
So
okay.
I did that first.
All right.
Then I had a baby.
Okay.
And the minute you have that baby, all of a sudden you're like, okay, how do I balance this? How do I balance my life? How do I balance this?
How'd you figure that out for the mommies or even the dads that are listening?
Well, it was difficult to figure out because at that point in time, there weren't a lot of part-time lawyers out there. So
true that.
I was trying to find something that I could do. My public defense firm actually offered me a part-time job. When I came back, they gave me 5 months maternity, which was amazing.
Were you ready to go back for 5 months? Though?
Oh, I was.
Okay, I was wondering.
So was.
But that was a perfect amount of time.
It was great.
Okay.
It was perfect. So they gave me a part-time job, and at the end of about, I can't remember now, a year or so of that, they said, okay, you're done. You got to come back full-time.
Ooh.
And I thought, I kind of like this little guy. So I didn't go back full-time.
Okay.
So then I had to figure out what I wanted to do. So I worked for a bankruptcy firm for a little while.
Brutal.
Right. And then my husband got transferred back to Denver.
Okay.
And so when that happened, I was still looking. I was in mom's groups. Naturally follows. Everybody that has a new baby wants an estate plan for guardianship. So I started doing everybody's guardianship paperwork.
Oh, then it clicked. And you were like...
Kind of clicked then, and then my brother passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry for that. Yeah, Yeah.
So once he passed away, I helped my parents with his estate. Sorry, I'm getting a little...
Oh, God. No, it's okay. Oh, this could be a crying jag. But no, it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So I helped my parents a little bit with that. Look, now I'm making you cry.
Carla, this is a real channel, man. Sometimes, don't worry. It's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable, man. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So your brother passes, and I'm sorry for that. Your brother passes, and you start to think, wait a minute. There's how many families are out there that don't have this in order? I want to ask you something. I know the one thing no human being wants to face is their demise.
Right.
We don't, Carla. I think I'm going to live to over 100.
I'm going to live to be 107.
I'm going to be 103. That's what I've always said. But let's get real, right?
Right.
Why is it important to sit down and say, as a family, we have got to get this all together, all in order, no questions, no problems. Why is that so important to families, especially young families? I mean, they're not going to die anytime soon, we don't think.
Right.
But my husband used to sell life insurance.
People
die at all ages,
right.
Unfortunately. Some of them were set up, some of them were not.
Right.
Why is it important? Why should a young couple be listening to us right now?
It's a gift. It's a gift to the people that are most important to you.
Well, why should I care? I'm going to be dead.
Well, but you love people and
Mhm.
you want your stuff in order as a gift for them. You know, if you have young children, you want to make sure the person that gets your child
Bingo.
is the
Because it could be
person
the
you want to
state
take
that
care
gets
of.
them.
It could be the state. It could be your brother that can't take care of a house plant. Actually,
My brothers do kill house plants. No, but you're right. It could go naturally into the wrong hands.
right.
Wow. Question: how do
Sure.
you bring this up in the marriage? If you might have a spouse that doesn't want to talk about it.
You know, it's a difficult conversation, but it's so worth it. You know, and it's never going to be easy, and especially if you're looking for children, because you have to look at your spouse and say, no one is going to take care of our child the way we can, right? So you've got to start the conversation there and say, you know, we're going to live to be 107, but just in case we're not, let's figure out who the next best choice is.
Perfect. I understand family. Why is it important for a business owner to, I know,
Right.
to get this in order? I've heard nightmare stories. I had a friend that owned a cable abatement company, and they had a partnership, and they didn't get this in order. And when the one partner passed away, heart attack, physically fit, I mean, you know, you hear
Right.
this, right?
Yeah.
He passes away. His wife got almost everything. And this partner who needed all the money to really get this business going, mind you, it was less than a year, this cable abatement company.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He ended up closing the doors and giving half of his money. Why is that important to do this in a partnership, honey?
Well, if you go into business with somebody, you've got to have a plan so that everybody's investment is protected. You know,
and your partner's family is protected.
Right. You've got to protect both families because you're marrying that partner.
Absolutely.
You know, you've got a business marriage and you need to do the same thing that you're going to do for your spouse.
Yeah.
To make sure they're taken care of and that the business is taken care of, that your clients are taken care of.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So Carla, when a couple sits down with you in your office or you go to their home, however you work it, you
Right.
go to people's homes if they're more
Occasionally
comfortably.
we do.
But I think everything's at
Absolutely.
your office. It makes sense.
Typically, yes.
And also too, I think people get in this different mindset when they're in your office. Don't you agree? When they come to your place.
Right. Well, they're ready to do that.
Yeah.
You know.
So when you sit down with them, how do you work? Okay, I always imagine a couple going, one doing this and one going, honey, you have to understand, we got to make this work. How do you mediate that?
You know, we start off, we give them a questionnaire and we ask them, what's important to you? And they then start a dialogue with each other. They fill out the questionnaire and then they come in. And really, our first appointment is to get to know them. So,
I like that because this is really emotional.
Right. And you know what? They have to feel comfortable with me because everybody knows attorney-client privilege exists.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean you want to tell me your deepest, darkest secrets.
Okay. Right.
And for me to do a good estate plan, I need to know those things.
Yeah.
So they come in, we get to know each other. I find out what's important to them, find out that we click.
Okay.
That's the first thing, because if you don't like me and we don't mesh, there's no reason for us to
and it's not a bad thing.
No,
it's just not a good fit.
Right.
But let's discover now before we start moving into this. Right. I can't imagine somebody not like me.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Honest to God. You are fun. You are cute. But you're serious about your job. You don't take this lightly.
No.
You're very serious. This is really important. And I want to tap back onto the faith. You're really big, and I want you to know you don't have to be Catholic to call her.
No, absolutely not.
We're both in the Catholic forum, if you will, and so. But what I want to say is that you really like to work with churches. I want to end with, what is it? What would be a good connection for you for a church, and why?
So I go to churches and I do a seminar on faith-based estate planning. what you want in your documents, what's important to you, because different faiths have different things that are important at the end of life.
Yes.
And so we will go out to your church. We will spend an hour there talking to your people and finding out, letting them know that we can customize this. Everything we can do, we can customize. And it's not just faith. We can customize things. I had a lady who worked in hospice, and she was absolutely devastated at the thought of being dehydrated at the end of their life. We actually wrote in her estate plan about chapstick. If it's important to you, we are going to put it in there.
If that's, oh my gosh, I just got chills.
Oh.
You take it all the way down to, I even want my dog there, or I want whatever. Yeah, my little bijou.
This is a pretty important pilgrimage that we're taking.
Yes, it is. This is a big pilgrimage. Yes.
Right.
Wow. Is there anything that you want to make sure to our audience that they're listening and they get the message?
Thinking about the end of our life, we're all going to get there. I have a joke that I say, hey,
I love jokes.
We're all going to live forever or die trying.
I like that. No, but that's true.
Right.
That's true.
So we want to plan out, and we want to do what's most important for that transition, for the end of your life, for your family, for what's important to you, for your pets, for whatever it is that's important to you. We want to make that transition as smooth as possible. We want you to leave a legacy for those you love, and not a mess.
And not a mess.
Right.
What is your saying that you always say?
Leave a legacy for those you love,
and not a mess. Carla, I could have you on for, I think we need to do this again. In all honesty, to talk about maybe different ways that you do this, or let's see what the audience writes back, and we will respond to that, because I think this is, listen, I don't know what your belief is. I'm not sure but I can tell you this. I know without a shadow of a doubt, let's just say, God, please, if my husband were to pass on, I have 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Seriously, I have 2 people I need to call, and that's it. I mean, it's down to that minute of knowing, because my husband used to sell life insurance. Believe me, he made sure I understood.
Good.
And so, but I also have peace in that.
Right.
I don't want to face it, you guys. I always tell Frank I want to die first because I can't live without him.
Oh, I know.
I just don't, I want to think about it. But I'm putting this on YouTube with you guys because I really want you to, if it's Carla, fabulous.
Right.
If it's another attorney that I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make a suggestion. Don't hire your family if they do family.
Oh,
don't do it.
No, don't do it.
And I'm going to make another suggestion too. Don't do it online. There are so many details that you are going to miss, and so many things that might not be legal that won't hold true. So this is not the area to cut corners. I will tell you that. So I hope that you will consider Carla Little and just give her a call. Goodness gracious, we'll have a complimentary meeting.
Absolutely.
Just to sit and say, well, how do we start? What do I need to save for? What do we need to get ready? It could be a year, could be a 2-year, could be whatever, right?
Right.
But give Carla a call. I'll have all her information. And Carla, thank you, because this is something everybody needs to hear.
Well, thank you.
And take serious. So,
appreciate
all right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
you take care. Bye now. Let's see. How do we? Okay.
And